So today's knife is constructed exclusively out of metal, yet remains fairly lightweight. Hey, I'm Jay, and if you're looking to buy a knife and you need to see what it's like first before you drop your hard-earned money on it, here's what you gotta do. Click on subscribe so I can help you, and remember to click that bell notification so you don't miss a thing. So you should be looking at the specs right now, so those interested, pause and read. So as usual, we'll go over what I like about this and some of the potential deal breakers that I see. But first, let's get the size comparisons out of the way, and we'll start out with the steel wheel modus. And how about Benchmade bug out? And what the heck? How about this big boy? Cold Steel Code 4, and one more should probably do it, huh? The Kershaw Knockout. And this is the Real Steel E571. And first, I have to say, the feature that I noticed immediately, it was the most obvious, well, is the all-metal construction. There is absolutely no plastic anywhere on this knife. And now I love this flat ground drop point blade shape with a really nice stonewash finish. And the blade steel, 14C 28N, excellent budget steel. The action, very good. And of course that's going to be from the strong detent, which I am unable to shake the blade loose here, and of course the ball bearing pivot. The actual flipper tab itself is perfect, absolutely perfectly designed for this knife, because if you see it with the kind of upswept curvature, it just makes deployment effortless. And now once the E571 is deployed, it looks like it's locking up, what do you guys think, about 25% in center. Oof, just about perfect. I always appreciate anytime a deep carry pocket clip comes with the knife. Love it. All of the edges on the handle, they are all either chamfered or rounded, just everywhere that they should be. And with my medium-sized hands, you can see, able to fit all four of my fingers on there, no problem. I really love the feature on the blade, where right here at the grind. So when you're actually cutting something, it will just push that material away from you as opposed to, well, back at you. Now, I am not a lanyard kind of guy normally, but this is really neat. Check out, I love it because it does not take away any space from the handle. So that, I just like any time that is accomplished. The jimping, there's not much of it. However, what there is, it is very effective right here on the blade spine. The sharpening choil looks to be, very well executed. Nice work. Now let me go ahead and I'm gonna grab the scale and let's see how much this is gonna weigh you down. Now before I go ahead and throw this up on the scale, I just wanted to try and draw your attention to the inside. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yes, these scales have been skeletonized. Let's take a look and see where that factors in with the weight. Wow. Actually, it's a little bit lighter than I thought. 3.8 ounces, which is going to be roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 5 AA batteries, or almost the same as the Kershaw Knockout. Now, this last likable feature is actually going to be geared towards you modders out there, because if you like, those of you that like to modify your knives, this makes the absolute just perfect platform for that. Before we get to my potential deal breakers, I just want to really quickly remind you guys to go ahead and click on that subscribe button if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. The first potential deal breaker that I see is going to be, well, regarding the handle and the traction, or I should say the lack thereof traction. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. So it's, I don't know, it's not the best. It's not the best grip. I mean, I've handled worse, but there's just not much traction here. And did you notice the E571 does feature that Beta-Plus lock that Real Steel, for some reason, is really into? My opinion is that I mean, is it necessary here? This isn't really a hard use knife. I mean, the blade is riding on ball bearing pivot. So I just wonder if this lock is a little bit overkill. So if you push the button all the way up, you are unable to disengage the frame lock. So, and if you don't like it, you know what, then don't use it. I mean, but maybe without it, I wonder if, you know, how much weight that could reduce. The pocket clip. Now, yes, I did say that I love the deep carry clip. I don't love the positioning of it, which is only in one place, and you're looking at it. Yep. So it's just going to be, what, tip up, right-handers only. No lefty love for us. That's okay. The pivot. See if you guys, I'll try and bring this into focus here for you. Yeah, that cutout for the Torx bit, yes, it is very, very small. In fact, it takes a Torx number 7 if you want to adjust the pivot, whereas the body screws all use the standard T6. Why this is T7, I have no idea. If any of you know, please tell us in the comment section down below, because I've been trying to go through it in my head and I can't really figure out any reason for it to be a T7. So where does that leave us with the E571 from Real Steel? Well, I'm going to tell you. I mean, I really do like this knife. I love the aesthetics. It is a fantastic slicer with that 3.1 millimeter blade thickness. And you know what? This would make a really nice gift for someone, just because of its kind of safe and conservative sort of design. I really think it'd be really, really tough to offend anyone with this knife, if you catch my meaning. And now, if you are a person maybe that works outdoors or with gloves on, this will not work very well with gloves, because with that fabric, against these scales, that thing is just going to slip right out of your hand. And the price really does need to be updated. I love this knife, but you know what? I'm sorry, Real Steel, but you really need to update the price of like, you know, almost 60 bucks. Lower the price, and then this thing for sure will remain relevant and competitive.